The African jewelfish. African jewelfish are omnivores. They feed on insect crustaceans, whatever that is. I am pronouncing that wrong. Associated with shrimp and prawns, African jewfish can also eat some plants such as algae and other weeds, as well as debris. So guys, we're gonna build one of these today. I think they're pretty neat looking fish, and they come in all sorts of different colors here. Look at this. You know, they got bright orange. There's some that have some blue in them with a little more brown. I kind of like the orange. I think I'm gonna go with the orange look. More of like an orange with white speckles. And I'll show you here what I got going on the laptop. This is what I want to do because I really love the bright colors. Check that out. Looks pretty good. He has a gill running right through here. It's really light, and another piece here. But let's go ahead and get a build on this guy. Let's build one of these African jewelfish. Well, here we go, guys. We got the body for the African jewelfish here. I've got him tapered. I'm sure you you guys know about my tapering process. Take it on the sander, sand it. I've got him cut to where he's almost in half, but not quite. This is gonna be a little swim bait. Now we gotta round him, and we'll get the gills put in here. And after that, we might put some you know, stuff on him. I always forget what these are called. I don't know if you guys noticed in the last video, I forgot what they was called. But the scales, they just popped in my head. Get the gills on him, and I'm not sure if he's gonna have scales or not, but we'll get him rounded and we'll figure out what we're gonna do with this dude. Now it's time for the hand sanding process for this guy. Let's go ahead and sand this thing. It's time to establish our gills. So I'm gonna take my template, and I've already drew the gills on there. I'm just gonna slide that up a little. Just kind of match it. Now, I'm just gonna take my pencil here and kind of push real hard. There's that one. And there's that one. Now it should leave an indent in our wood. There we go. So now we can go ahead and draw that. Okay. So there's the gills for that side. Do the same with the other side. We pushed hard enough, it shows up on the other side now. Go ahead, just drop your piece of paper on there. Oh, that went up a little too high, but okay. You see it kind of drew it on there for us. Anyway, I'm gonna make this a little better. Okay, and our eye. I want a big old eye in this guy. So make sure your eyes line up. This one don't. Eyes here, so we want to put an eye here. Now you can see our eyes line up and one ain't back farther or anything like that. Let's go ahead and carve these gills in here, guys. Here we go. We've got the gills in there. Now let's do some scales. And I'm going to use my same burning method as I used in the last video and put little scales all over this guy. So let's do it. All the scales burned in this guy, top, bottom, all the way around. Now we need to get the rest of this cut out. We'll get them put on this dude. We'll get them all carved in, and or not carved, because it's not technically carving. We'll get them dremeled in. How about that? That sounds a little better. So we'll get them dremeled in. We'll get them on here, and we'll get this dude glued up. We'll get some weight in him, and I'm gonna take him over to the test tank, and we'll see how he drops. I want a really slow drop, and I want him to kind of do his thing. So we'll do that, get the eye holes, and we'll get on with it. There he is so far. I put his little fins on him. I showed you guys me burning them in. I went ahead and burned them just because. Check that guy out. I think he's gonna look pretty cool. He is 2 pieces. We haven't cut him in half completely yet, but we're getting ready to, I think, here in just a moment. But check him out. I think I've done a better job on the scales on this one. The other one, the scales were kind of wonky on it, but that's just practice, you know. Practice takes time. But check that dude out. He looks pretty cool, and I can't wait to see what kind of action he has in the water. But yeah, he looks really nice. So now the next step is the scary part, which is cutting this in half. I'm either going to use my handsaw or I'll use my bandsaw. I haven't decided yet. But we'll get this dude cut in half, and then we'll get him sealed up real good, and we'll get our hook, we'll get him where he's hooked together, and we'll get our weight in him. I might pop this dude back off of here just because I want him weighed. I need some weight back here. I just forgot about it. So this is probably coming off after we cut him in half. And we'll get our weights in here and we'll see what he does. Let's do it. So shut the saw off, get it kind of wiggled in the blade, and we'll turn it back on. We got a little bit of wiggle there. He's almost through, but I'm trying to do like a really nice job at this with this saw. I normally use a handsaw. Let's give it another go. That's it. That's it right there, guys. Pop him free. There's our 2 pieces. Pretty nice clean cuts. Pretty even. So let's go ahead and get this dude off of here. I forgot about it. And we'll get him sealed up. Put him on the turner just so none of that spray on clear builds up in one specific spot. So whenever this guy dries, we're gonna come back tomorrow, put our belly weights in him, and then he'll be ready for a paint job, y'all. Well guys, we got the bait sealed up real good. I'm gonna be using some of these pre-poured belly weights that I pre-poured. All I did was take a piece of wood. I took 2 halves, put them together, drilled holes in them, and I poured lead into the holes. So now what I'm gonna do is, with hot glue, I'm gonna glue a couple of these in here just to see where I want them. And I want really a slow sink on this. So I'm gonna get 6 of these placed, probably 3 here and 3 here, and we'll see how our dropping stuff is in a test. So let's try it. By the way this thing feels, this is probably too much weight, but worst case, we'll take this one off and this one off, and we'll see how it falls. So let's go take this and test it. Guys, here it is. It's falling pretty level. A little, let's see. Let's go ahead and drop it. All right, let's watch it. I think that'll do pretty good. So, I'm pretty happy with that. We could put a little less lead in it to make it go a little slower, And I think we'll go with a little less lead in the front there because it kind of tilts down in the tip and a little bit less in the back. So let's go ahead and do that and get the lead put in here, and we're ready for paint. All right guys, we got our lead in there. This thing sinks nice and slow, nice and level. Now I'm just gonna get these two halves glued together. I put some glue into one joint. Let's see, let's get it broke apart. I'm gonna glue in this side. I'm gonna re-glue the fin back on him, and we'll get the fin glued on there, and this guy's ready for some paint. So let's do all that. I got this guy primed white, and I used my spray paint for that to paint it white. Now we're gonna go over it with our fluorescent orange. Let's get the brush loaded up with this, and we'll get the painting. I actually jumped the gun here. So what I need to do is hit it with this blue, and then we'll go over it with our masking, our liquid masking I have here, and create our spots, and then we'll paint it orange after we go over it with the liquid masking, and then we can peel that off and have our look. So I'm gonna go ahead and paint some spots blue on it, and I'm doing light blue. This is, if you want to know, opaque sky blue. So I'm gonna hit it with that, and we'll get this fixed. All right guys, now I got my blue on here, and I just spotted it because I'm gonna put the liquid masking on here, and whenever we paint it orange and hit that again, you'll really see how this thing pops and how all these colors show through. So let's go ahead and get our liquid masking on here. Time for our orange. Now that we got this hit with orange again, we can peel our liquid masking off. Just give it a go. See how it looks underneath. It'll either look how we wanted it to, or it won't. Just kind of wipe your finger across it like so, and you run into your liquid masking. I'm gonna get this peeled off and we'll go from there. Got the masking off of there. Now I'm gonna do a tad bit of white splatter, just a little bit. Just go ahead and load up with some white here and hope this splatter job goes good. Okay, don't look too bad. Now let's get some black in there. Our black, right in here, there was a little black dot on one of them, so let's go ahead and put that on this guy. Well, that's what we're rolling with, y'all. I don't think he looks half bad. He'll look really good with some clear. Let's go ahead and get his eyes in there. Well, y'all, there he is. Now we're ready for some clear. Let's go ahead and get some clear on this guy. For some clear coat, and I think I'm gonna put just a tad bit of yellow glitter in this, just because I think it'll look good on it. I'm gonna be using BSI, so let's go ahead and get to clearing it. Well, guys, we got this dude off the turner. Now we're gonna get our line ties in him, one here, one down here, and one in the back. I'm gonna make the wire go all the way through this guy. So let's go ahead and do that. We'll be ready for a swim test at the lake, and well, not the lake, the river. We'll see how good of a swim this guy has. I made some mistakes on this build. Number one mistake was connecting it before I cleared it. I'm sure many of you guys that know this, but yeah, I did that. I was able to clear in here. I'm not sure how well it got, but I tried my best on this particular build. You know, you learn from your mistakes and you move on. So we've learned. I already knew better than that, but I went ahead and did it anyway. I don't know why. I just wanted to get it built so I can go test it, but that's my fault. Anyway, let's get our line points hooked on here, and we'll take this boy to the river. Well, y'all, we got our line ties in. Now it's time to put the hooks on it. Next place you'll see me is at the river. Let's go ahead and give this dude a swim. Walking back to my spot, it's flooded up into the kayak ramp. Look at that current, guys. This current is never like this. We've been getting rain here the past couple of days like crazy. Look at it. It's pretty deep. Up in here, it's probably about 4 foot, 4 and 5 foot. And it's normally, this is the beach line right here. Normally you can stand there, but it's pretty high right now. So hopefully with this current and all this stuff, this bait performs pretty good. We're about to find out. Well, guys, we made it out to the river. We got the bait on here. I've casted it out a couple times. Man, it has some great action. Let me show you how he runs in the water. And yeah. And that's even in the current, guys. Look at him down there. I'm gonna try to keep him up above. See, a little faster motion. Man, this guy does great. Awesome swimming bait here. Super happy with that. He drops down nice and even. I can see him going down in there and he just swims real good. Let's do a little fast retrieve here. Swims really good. We'll do a little bit of a slower retrieve. Nice little glide side to side. Oh, not too fast. Guys, that bait does really, really good. It's really great action. There was some flaws on this bait that we could have worked out and fixed. If we would have not done them in the first place, we wouldn't have to do all that. But I'm pretty much overall happy with it. That was an awesome build. It was a fun build. And hey, we're gonna be doing a lot more builds. This time, we're gonna learn from our mistakes, and we're not gonna do what we did with that one. We're gonna clear it with 2 separate pieces and then put it together. You know, you live, you learn, you build, you learn. So don't get discouraged if you screwed up like I did. Just keep on going. You'll get it. Hey, see you in the next one.